I think mind is a state which controls the body. It works with the brain. It is a state. It's not a function, or it's not a part of the body, but it's a state which controls the body. You think in your mind, it goes to the brain, then the brain is the one that reacts with the body. So it's a state. You cannot touch it. Yeah.
We also want to try? We also? Okay, come.
Okay, personally, I think the mind is the body intellect of a person. It's the body intellect of the person which consists of emotions, intellect, which consists of emotions, thoughts, feelings, or in other words, we can describe it as the soul. I don't know.
Okay, anybody who last one wanna try? Come. What is the mind?
I think the mind is an element that enables a person to be aware. To be aware. Yeah.
All right, clap hands for everybody. They are making sense in whatsoever they said. Actually, I want to teach, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to dig deep into what I want to talk about. The reason why I am bringing this topic is some days ago I was on my spiritual journey. So I was in a vision. I was just taken in a few, because I'm a person who walks in visions and dreams too much. The moment I relax, I see a lot of things, right? I pray that you can also have this gift. It's very precious. It makes you to be neither behind time or ahead of it. You'll be moving with what God wants you to move with. So I was praying, I was on my time with God, doing all the stuff, and God visits me. He begins to show me a certain situation whereby I was at a place. Then I'm parking my car. Then one of the members took my car and he drove it without my consent. Then he bumped it, and number one, he did not ask for it. Then number two, he had to bump it. Though now the problem is, bumping is not a problem. Okay, accidents can happen. The problem is you did not ask for my car. So I got angered, and I ended up fighting this person, telling him all sort of words, and I relaxed on a corner. And I said, no, why should I just leave this? I need to show him, but you know, Jesus is in the heart, but in the hands, you know, so I went straight to him. I said, boy, why did you do that? He responded in a very bad way. So I was ready to show him thunder in paradise. Then people said, Apostle, please, sorry. Then I had to sit on the corner, and people were so shocked with, how could the apostle do this? So I went inside, and I was now sitting like just a normal congregant, not anybody who is a leader, and so forth. Cool. Then as I woke up from the vision, I was just sitting on the car like this. I'm like, where did I go? What's happening? Then I said, God, what is this? God said to me, in everything that you are going to do, in whatsoever that is going to come ahead of you, you must be very careful of situations that will put you in a position whereby you vent your anger and not be able to control it. So I have my own confirmations of how to see what God wants to tell me. I have a lot of things, and so I was like, okay, then what? Then he also told me, you must also teach on the subject of self-control. I said, this topic I once gave it, but because of certain things that will be happening around, I'm realizing that God will be needing me to address a certain topic, a certain chapter. One of the days when I was growing up as a youth, I remember when my pastor, whom I so loved and respected, did this. His son was involved in a romantic relationship with one of the congregants. So this girl was young, confused and everything, but his son was doing A-level, I'm sure, so he was big. He was older than this girl. This girl was around, I'm sure, 14 or 15 years. So they were found and caught kissing behind the church during the time of the service. The father is preaching. The son is behind kissing a lady. And the news comes to the ears of the father. We found your please, may you stop preaching. We found your son doing this. And it angered the pastor that he ended up venting his anger on the whole congregation. And he said words that even touched me up to this day. He said to his son, you are playing with these farm girls. You don't know how dangerous they are. You will die. Yet all these words that he is saying, the parents of this kid are there. So pastor, your anger is fine, but whatever that you are saying, remember, you are also attacking the parents and you are also attacking the girl. She will kill you. But you are forgetting that your son is the one who went after the girl. So because of anger and what we are now being irresponsible and saying all the kind of stuff. Look at what you are saying now. You are saying Mananora. You are saying that this kid is sick. And imagine the problem with this. Everybody will go home with his own interpretation of one situation. This one is saying pastor was right, he is also a human being. This one is saying no man, he is a man of God. This one is saying no, how do you say this when the parents are there? All this, you have divided already the church because of the lack of self-control. So there are a lot of people that need to be taught about this, especially when it comes to ministry. Ministry has a lot of challenges and things that can push you to the wall. I have seen it all. I have seen things that I never thought would. People can actually do this. Some I managed. I think 99% of them, I managed to put them under control. Maybe let me say 90%, I managed to put them under control. 10%, they hit me. You can listen to I hear me hitting here. But at least I'm a victor in the sense that I'm not talking about being angered only. There are people who can try to seduce you in a very dangerous way that you can really see that I'm in trouble here, and you conquer. So you might be thinking what I'm talking about being angered and what. Self-control doesn't have only to do with anger control. There are a lot of things that you need to control on your body, on yourself, on your mind, on your whatsoever. So I want to teach you the mystery of the soul. The mystery of the soul. Say the mystery of the soul. The mystery of the soul. This teaching is very powerful. It must go deeper into yourself, into your spirit, and it must stay within you so that you can become a composed person. Say the mystery of the soul. Now look at me. Do you know that on yourself there are three things? Are we agreeing? The body, the soul, and the spirit. Are we agreeing? And before I forget, the soul is the mind. This is not the mind. These are brains. These are brains. This is not the mind. The mind, you don't touch it. It's a non-physical entity on a human being. but it can act. It's very strong. It's mystical. That is why I say the mystery of a soul. You can feel sorry, and even if the doctors try to check with what is feeling sorry on you, they will never find. But you are feeling, you can feel sorry for it. What was happening in your body when you were feeling sorry? Nothing. Even if you can put a detector, it can catch nothing. Yet you are feeling sorry, and like you people, you say heartbreak. And you think the pain is in the heart. Go and check your heart now. It's 100%. But your heart broken. Hello. And some of you think the pain that you feel when you are disappointed in a relationship is on the heart. Right now, some of you are disappointed. You go and check your heart. It's pumping 100%. No problem at all. But you are Sagamanje in your mind. You'll be telling yourself, Kuti, if it's heartbroken, it's the heart which is affected. Never. The heart is it's fine. That is why you are breathing nicely. If the heart is affected, even your breathing rhythm will be affected. So long you are still saying, I was heartbroken. It's not the heart. Because when the heart is affected, I was heartbroken. So now look. This mystical part of human being called the soul, or the mind, is the only part of yours which is subject to judgment. I'm not saying the body won't be judged, but that's later after we die and come back to life on the last day. But now, have you ever heard the verse which says, for what use, for what benefit shall it be unto us that we get all things in the world and lose our souls to hellfire? So the body is the one that does everything. The spirit is the one that is responsible for other things, but the one that is going to be judged is the soul. Meaning, if we are talking about you, the part of yourself which you are in control of is the soul. That is why you are judged. Even if it is the body that does, even if it is the spirit that did. How can I put it? The soul is the one that is still going to be judged. Let me tell you something. You guys, you assume that you are going to be judged only because of what the body did. You also be judged for what the spirit did. Self-control is when you are in control of both the body and the spirit. I want to ask you, if a Sangoma can cast a spell from Bikita to here, what did he use? Hello? I am here, a person cast a spell to bewitch me, then I am bewitched from far. What did the person use? Hello? You guys. It's clear. If a person can bewitch me from far, it means there is no physicality here. It's all spirituality. But isn't this witchcraft? It's happening by what? So you will be judged also for things that you did with the spirit. So long it's wrong we are doing with the spirit, you'll be judged for that. So long it's wrong we are doing it with the body, you'll be judged. But that's not my case now. I want to talk to you. Let me just give you a summary that can help you. Let's write this down. Number one, let's talk about the body. The body. The first part, that is the what? The body. Right. The body is physical. Something that is physical, this is something that you can see. Something that you can touch. So the body is the only physical component of you. So it was made in such a way that it's able to operate on the physical world. If you had come here with the soul and the spirit, you could have been a ghost now. That you could tease. So everything that you have has its own functionality and purpose. So the reason why you were given a body is that you may have contact with the physical world. Right now, do you know what Abo Gabriel or Abo what they are here? They can't do anything. Even when they want to pass by where you are now, they just pass by. They won't do anything because they are in the spirit. That is why you see one of the time when the angels came from heaven, they were given physical bodies to operate on this earth. They have to have physical bodies. And some of them, they ended up looking at ladies and they were lured by ladies. They ended up sleeping with human beings, yet they were angels in human bodies. If angels needed also a physical body, it means with your body is very important. Don't take it for granted. If you lose your body, you find yourself in heaven. So when you come to church, you must learn to bath, take care of yourself, eat, and what. If you treat this body, one day it will surrender and you will find you there with Bob Marley, Michael Jackson, and this stuff, you know. So number one, we said the body is what? Number one, it's physical. It was made so that it can relate with the physical world. So, this is the body. Wow. If you are a spirit, if you do this, you find the leg there. If you are a spirit, if you run by the wall, you can, okay, how can I convince you? Did you see that Jesus, when he came on earth, he was even refusing people to touch him, saying, I haven't yet gone to the Father, and what? The secret was Jesus was no longer physical by that time. He was spiritual. That is why you see he could appear and disappear, appear and disappear. Even the way he went to heaven, it was something of spiritual nature. Right? So when you are spiritual, especially when you are 100% spiritual, you are a different personality. On earth, you come here and you please help me, help me, help me. The person that you are talking to is not even hearing or seeing or even guessing that you are there. Why? Because you don't have the physical body. So now we are seeing you here because of the physical body. So you were given the physical body so that you can have the contact with the earth. Worldly things are not worldly. Let me say things in the world. If we say worldly things, you may take it the other way. Literally, you're talking about, alcohol, what. But I'm not talking about that. Then number two, the body carries the character, abilities, and gifts. The body carries the character. The reason why we are all different, it is because of what is carrying within the body, what is being carried within the body. Our bodies carries different abilities, characters, gifts. What am I talking about? Hello, if you are done writing, may you lift up your hands. I want to show you something. When we are talking about gifts, these are things that you can do with your physical body, which are peculiar to you. It means somebody will say, I can play football. Somebody will say, I can sing. These are the abilities and gifts that were given to your body so that you can operate well, survive on this earth, have communication, have entertainment. Even the eyes that you were given, these are functionalities on the physical body so that you can look at things and enjoy them. Of course, the eyes, they give to this and this, and they relate and whatsoever. But all of those functionalities, they are found within the body. So I'm just trying to cut it short so that we don't have a long session. But now listen. There are abilities in the body which can be dangerous if not controlled. Do you know feelings that people use to do adultery were given by God into the body? They are natural there. Do you know the anger that people use to attack some other people was given not by Satan, by God for a purpose inside that body? Because imagine you are a soldier, you don't have anger. You find a person who is your enemy, you are holding a gun, you begin to pray for that person. So if you are a soldier, you need anger in you for you to work properly. If that anger is given to a pastor, it's very wrong. So everything that you can think of, even the eyes that you, okay, some of you use the sight that you were given by God to watch pornography. Can we blame the sight? No. We don't blame the sight. The ability to see, you were given by God, but you can use it anyhow. If you want to watch pornography, it's up to you. If you want to watch dirty stuff, it's up to you. Even the ears that you use to hear all those worldly music, God did not give you for bad reasons. They were given to you for good reasons. You can listen to music. Yeah, this is the earth. You need to listen to music using the physical ability that you were given by God. Everything. What can you talk about? Everything on this earth that that can cause sins was given to the body as an ability to help you survive on this earth. Some are for communication. Some are for you to have enjoyment. Some are for you to be just a normal human being. How can I try to explain it to you? Okay, I think I will explain it later. So everything that you can see on your body was given by God. Whether it looks bad, hey, he has anger issues. No, that anger works somewhere. Have you ever seen somebody who cast out demons like he doesn't want, like you can release it with demon, Baba. This demon can't go. So that anger, if you can divert it to the demon, it will work good for you. Even gossiping. Imagine if the people who gossiped about the Bible were not there. Who was going to tell you about Jesus? You must clap hands for me. That's the same gift. The gift of you want to get into people, and when you get to know about them, you want to tell this one. That's the gift of gossiping. It's the same way. Journalism, you call it journalism because you are now professionalizing it. But this is the same thing. You go to a person, you ask, so how are you? When they tell you how they are, you go to the public, he said he is fine. It's you now who is taking personal information, telling the people, but for good purposes, broadcasting purposes. People heard about Jesus and they said 2024 years, we want people to be knowing about this. This is the reason why they documented it. This is the same gift. But there is somebody who is just busy destroying lives, making people fight, making people angry, using the same gift but for the negative purposes. So anything, even if it's being talkative, some of us, imagine if I was not talkative. How am I? You guys could have been sleeping now. But I was given that gift of being talkative for good purposes. But I can remember as I was growing up, they used to say my voice sounded like a Osho. They used to call me Osho because I was talkative for nonsense. But right now, I'm using my gift of being talkative to preach and spread the gospel. I have more than 100 teachings, teaching the world how to operate with God. And the whole world is happy, using the same gift that used to make other people angry all times. Imagine. So I just come here to be talkative, and you guys, you came from your houses to see me being talkative. Imagine. You guys, you left your comfortable twin beds and so to see a man talking. And you say it was powerful. What was powerful? The gift of being what? Talkative. So anything, even the gift of wanting to hear about other people's stories. He likes people's things. Hey, he must mind his own business. This person is a gift of counseling. But the problem is only focusing on negative things, and when he hears those things, he abuses them. Instead of him hearing what is troubling you, you comfort and console the person, and the person is comforted. When now you hear, my God, don't just look at her like this. She pretends to be okay. She's being beaten by the husband. Oh, the gift went wrong now. So every ability that is within the body was given by God for good purposes, for good reasons. But it's your choice to use it other way around. So that's the body. I think on the body we don't want to dwell much. Let's go on the this one is gonna be long. The mind and the soul. I want you to write this definition. So the mind is a non-physical entity that has no physical substance. right? That's a non-physical entity that doesn't have any physical substance. Physical substance, we are talking about the brains, you can touch it, you think, you whatsoever, the brains, you can touch it. But the mind is a non-physical entity on a human being, but it controls a lot of stuff. Emotions, like this guy said it well, and Pastor Tanatwa also, and these guys were not far, they were okay, but they were just putting it in a way of their own. They were very, very right. So a mind, if you try to, okay, a person is like this, you know, I felt sorry for the person. Even there is no test meter to test whether they are feeling sorry or not. Did you hear me? I'm heartbroken. We can't even do anything. I'm heartbroken. Let's see. We have a test meter for checking the heartbreak. You can't find. You find the. All we check the heart. We say, yeah, it's pumping very fast, very nice, proper. So that's the mind is like. How can I put it? Consciousness. You really know that you are here. You are at the church. Where are you? At the church. How do you know? Because I know. You can't explain it. It's a mystery. It's a mystical thing. But the one who is in control of this, number one, I want you to know, we talked about the body. The body doesn't belong to you 100%. It belongs to the earth. But it's being used by you. Yeah, I know that you are quarreling in your mind. Look. Adam, on chapter 2 of Genesis, where was he created from? Nyama yakabva muvhu ichadzokera muvhu mweya uchaenda ipiko. Right? So the reason why when we die, when we come out of our bodies, the body goes back to the ground, the spirit goes to God, and the soul goes there. It means that these three things, they go to different destinies, and all those destinies is where they came from. So Adam is here with God as a spirit. Then God comes and creates a physical entity on the ground, and he breathes his spirit. So it's now a combination of his spirit and a physical body. And Adam wakes up realizing that this is the body, this is the bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. This is now the soul which is now active. It's him now. The body is not yours, it's from the ground. The spirit is not yours, it's from God. But the one who is celebrating is your soul. That's yours, man. The one who said, I was. Who are you talking about? You are not talking about the body, you are talking about the soul. I. It's the soul. Because this is the one that decides, think, feel, all those, it's very mystical. How can I convince these people to tell them the soul? How many times do you feel like your body must do this? Then something else tells you, no, you can't. What is that? You're not hearing me. Your body is telling you just to watch porn. This is the body that you want to see with the physical. Imagine the whole body is ready to watch. Then it's something that you don't know. Say, you're a child of God. Don't do that. What is that? That's the soul. Right? It's in between. Now I want you to see. The Bible said the mind, let's read the verse again. Romans chapter 8 verse 6. It said, the mind governed by the flesh is death, but the mind governed by the spirit is life and peace. So it's saying the soul governed by the flesh is death, but the soul that is governed by the spirit is life. Right? So we are on the soul. The soul is a non-physical entity. And look at this. Do you know here the soul is not even referred to as the spirit? It's not a spirit. Hello? The soul is not the spirit. Did you, when you are saying it's a non-physical entity, it's also a non-spiritual entity. It's mystical. You can't even understand which nature, which form is it of. The soul is not the spirit, it's different. The mind is not the spirit, it's different. You can't trace it, even if you try to think about it. The same way you think about God, who created God, and you begin to run mad, is the same thing that can happen to you when you begin to think about what is the soul. That is why the Bible says the word of God is very sharper. It can even go to a level of separating between the soul and the spirit, because the mystery is very difficult there. Both of them, you can't see them, but this one is a soul, this one is a spirit. The reason why this one is called a spirit, this one is soul, it means they are different matters. You are hearing me? Now, the soul is responsible for awareness or consciousness. You know that you are in the church, you know that you are a girl, you know that you are a boy, you know that you are a man, you know that you are a family man, what. All those things are contained within the soul. You are able to feel. You are able to feel, I feel sorry, you know, and I think I love him. And you think it's in the heart, you know. We check in your heart, we only see blood. We don't see anybody's name. I don't like this person. You think we can check your heart and we can see his name, and it's written, it has an X. There is nothing in your heart there. It's just pumping blood, my guy. That's the duty of the heart. Don't say, there's soul. There's no heart there. Go and check on the duties of the heart. You will never see love in there. You will never see heartbreaks there. Right. You are able to reason with the soul. You are able to have memory, imagination, attention, learning. It's a lot of things. But don't forget, with some of the things that are found on the soul, they can also be found on the body and the spirit. The spirit can learn, the body can learn, the soul can learn. Right? Now, this is the guy who can be judged, because you are in control of him. You are in 100% control of him. Right? Then let's go to the number last. The spirit. So now, the Bible in the book of Romans chapter 8 verse 6 is saying, the soul that is governed by the flesh is death, but the soul that is governed by the spirit is life and peace. Hello, listen to me. So here the Bible is giving us a mystery of how to live on this earth with the peace and everything that belongs to you, is when your soul is now governed by the spirit. But what is the spirit? We need to look at it. God comes to Jeremiah. Jeremiah, who is just a young guy, maybe Apostle Sean, who is not yet an apostle. And God says, don't fear, don't be confused, don't think about what they say. Because before I knew you, before I formed you in your mother's womb, I ordained you to be a prophet. But my question is, how can God tell me things he did on me, yet I don't know it? You're not hearing me. God is telling the prophet, when? Then the prophet will be like me, said, yes, when? Before I formed you in your mother's womb, there is a day I created you and ordained you to be a prophet. Then my question is, how can a person sit down here? Do you know when you are being ordained? You guys, have you ever checked when a pastor is being ordained? You come here, all right, and this is Pastor Kuda, and she's from Zimbabwe, 20-something years old. So now we want to ordain her in the name of, depending on which church, we begin to ordain her. All this process, then you tell me Kuda need to be told that you were ordained. Guys, how can that happen? Could I ordain Kuda the whole process? Then Kuda comes on earth, he doesn't even know about it. God needs to tell Kuda what when I ordained you. Why didn't Kuda know? God was now talking to the Jeremiah, the physical one, who was created in the Jeremiah, the physical one, started to exist in the mother's womb. When this process happened in the spirit, he was not there. So God is talking to the physical Jeremiah, but besides this physicality that I formed in the mother's womb. Because remember, God is talking to Jeremiah, the physical. This is why he had to mention the creation in the womb. He's trying to tell you to say, I am now talking to the Jeremiah that I formed in the mother's womb. Before I did this creation that I'm talking to, there was another spiritual creation which I did, and I ordained you to be a prophet. The reason why you don't know it is because you started in the womb. There you were not there. Are you hearing me? So the reason why most of you don't know your futures, it is because you don't have an access to the past. What happened before you came to the earth? My guy, if you can discover what happened before you went. I remember one guy who told me, he said, I was very young and confused walking in the streets. So I met this guy. I just said, let me talk to this guy. He was scared of me. I was young. Imagine, I am young. So what these guys, if you want to, let me tell you the truth. If there are people who can be able to see the future, are the people who are not using the Spirit of God. People are using the Spirit of God, they are jealous. Even if they see something good about you. That is why you see many people are gifted. They were fought in churches, not in the world. When we gift in church, they fight you. When we they fight you in the church. So what happens in the churches, like the reason why I'm so different, it is because I grew up in that. Okay? You're in trouble. You want to run away with the church. What are you talking about? We are doing the work of God, and imagine you come here, I train you, I discover your gift, I train you so that I can fight you. And this is what is happening in churches. Most of the churches you can find with everything is centered around what? Papa. But if you go to Sangoma right now, you guys who are here, the moment you step into those places, they will tell you whether you have a gift or not. But when I can't help you, you need to go and help people. You want to. This one is impostory. This one is a Sangoma. And if you know, how many pastors do you know who can tell a person, I can't help you? Even when you come with a big gift, are you not hearing me? I'm saying when you go to Mazbaba, they can feel the weight of your gift. This guy is very heavy. They will tell you are young, you are confused. They will tell you, when, and imagine if he is evil, they can manipulate the gift that is on you and use it for their own work. So I'm walking, I was around 16 or 17 years. I'm walking. As I'm walking, I saw another guy who was just doing his stuff. When I went to him, he said, what do you want here? He said, I just want to talk to you. He said, what are you doing here? He said, I'm doing the work of God. He said, okay. He said, well, what about me? Can you help me? He said, you want to help me? You want me to help with you with what? You're a very dangerous man. He said, I'm dangerous man how? He said, before you were created on this earth, they gathered and had a gathering of kings, and the kings were talking about you. They said, this, what a person who is going to be created on earth is going to be great. I said, I listened to this guy, I think he's, and I said, please just pray for me, let me go. He said, no, I'm not going to pray for you. Your future is great. Your name, people had to gather for it before you were created on this earth. In the spirit, I saw it. Then I came out of that place. Then years later, I met this other guy who just told me, you are very dangerous. And this guy is not a believer. But pastors who were my pastors, they said I don't have a calling. So I must just pursue some other things. I followed music. So what am I saying? The people of the world who are in the spiritual world, they can identify the gifts more than the people in the church. The reason why you see Mambo Herod, King Herod, imagine when other people are busy bringing some gifts, some spices, some sweets and so forth, King Herod was not sleeping because of a baby who was born today. You're not hearing me, guys. Guys, they said we have touched data, we have found the whole information. A precious gift was born. They brought, imagine, you are bringing the lifesaver who is going to save the whole world, gifts which are physical. My guy, it means you don't have a proper revelation. The guy who had a proper revelation was Herod. He knew this guy is very dangerous. Even if he is 1 year old, 1 day old, this guy is going to be dangerous. Let me kill him. And you can hear what because of one child was born in a manger. Jesus was born where donkeys were eating. But inasmuch he was born that humble, the king could not sleep in the palace. Why? He had a revelation, a bigger one, better than these other people. If it was, I'm telling you the truth, if these people knew that Jesus is carrying this, he is a Messiah, I'm telling you, they were going to buy even the manger that he was given birth on. Even this, wherever the fathers were going to step, one if. But they didn't know. But the guy who knew it is Herod. And Herod, his duty was killing. Where even Moses, do you know how he survived? Moses was just born in a critical situation. In that critical situation, the time he was born, the children of his age, as a younger boy, were killed. And the devil knew already. Imagine, with all the time nobody was killed. By the time Moses is being born, everybody of that age is killed. And Moses survives through the river. The devil knows that Moses is dangerous, but the people in the, they don't even know. If you want to see what the people didn't even know who Moses was. When Moses was grown up, one day he went to visit his brothers and sisters, the Israelites. And he saw them fighting. He said to them, "Why are you fighting? You are brothers and sisters." And do you know what happened? His people could not even recognize him when he was old. He even tried to demonstrate to them that I am your leader. They said to him, "Who made you our leader?" But when he was born, the devil was already attacking him. But your people don't even know. So what am I saying? The things that are carried within the spirit are very dangerous. Spirit is the one that helps us to have a contact with the spiritual world. When you don't have the spirit, you won't dream. Because dreaming, it means a journey in that spiritual realm. So the spirit is the one that allows us or enables us to have a contact with the spiritual world. That's the spirit. So if we are talking about the devil came and what and gave us influences, it means he came through the spirit. If God came and did whatsoever to us, it means he came through the spirit. So you were given the spirit so that you can have a contact with the spiritual world. Number one. So if you are going to pray, that's why the Bible says the Lord is looking for those who can worship him in the spirit and in the truth. So when it comes to worship, we move from the soul, we move from the body, then we begin to operate in the what? In the spirit. That is the part that is very important when it comes to religious stuff. Religious stuff needs the spirit. Connection with the divine needs the spirit. Even casting out the devil, it's all about the spirit. But what is the spirit? This is the inner human being who was created by God before anything was done on earth. In the spiritual realms. So in the spirit, God comes and say, you are going to be called Nicole. Okay, and you are going to be a pastor. Okay, and you are going to be married to this guy. Okay, and you are what? So a spirit carries all those things. They are in the spirit. But the problem is when you are failing to operate, you using your spirit in a good relationship with your physical body, you may damage your future. You are hearing what I'm saying? So all of you guys who are here, if your spirits were in control, whatever benefit that is in the spirit, you could have been having it. Some of you are rich here. Some of you have your marriages here. Some of you are pastors here. Some of you are very powerful, but in the spirit. But the problem, your operational mode, always on time, is in the physical. So right now in Nini, I used to think I'm a musician. I used to think I'm an actor. Until I realized within the spirit is written, I shall be an apostle. What is an apostle? The one who is sent. I am sent, I am here, and you guys are listening to me. Why I am doing the mandate in the spirit. And the mandate in the spirit can never lead you to wrong things. And the only part which is clean on a human being is the spirit. The spirit never hates, doesn't have time for that. Unless it wants to do good things only. Unless you decide with your soul to take advantage of it, and use it for wrong things. Its thoughts, that's why you see the Bible says the thoughts of the spirit are always opposite the thoughts of the flesh, because the spirit is from God. It has a connection with God. So when you are operating in the spirit, all those foolish mindsets, dirty mindsets, fighting mindsets, hating mindsets, they will never have power over you, because the spirit is very clean. Imagine if you were operating in the spirit, all the infirmities you have in your body, you could have defeated them. How many things do you have in the spirit that are not manifesting in the physical? They can't manifest because all of your life, the whole time, you are in the physical. Even the music that you listen to, how you spend your day, you can listen to this person is carnal. Plenty Christians are suffering. Plenty Christians, they are not on their full potential because their lives are governed by the flesh. I am telling you the truth. One day, you know that the spirit sometimes angers a lot. One day I'm coming from a prayer. I'm tired now. I'm praying. Then I go to the car, I sit. The spirit tells me to go back. Imagine. So what is God trying to tell me? He's trying to teach me good. Much of your time, spend it in the spirit. Because when you are about to rest with your physical body, then a message comes in the spirit to go back where you are coming from. You said you are tired, but go back. It means with my obedience to that voice from within, it means that now I am existing in the spirit. How many times are you told in your heart to pray and you don't? How many times are you told in your heart to give? I don't want to talk about things like this, but let me skip. How can I envelope it in a way that you guys don't hear what I want to talk about? There are a lot of things that I did. One of the days, I'm in a place where I am having money that I want to use to do something at that place. I come from my house saying, let me go and buy maybe a phone. You go by the shop, and the money that you want to buy a phone, God tells you to give the person who is by the next day. Can you do that? Most of you can't do that. It is why when you fail to do that, it means you fail forever to live in the spirit. When you want to live in the spirit, you must do crazy things like those. When God tells you, how many times have you ever seen me removing my shoes? You think it is show off. It's not show off. It's never show off. How can I show off with a suit which I bought for a simple price when I do a lot of things behind the scenes? I try by all means, if the spirit tells me to do things now, I do them now, so that I can live in the spirit. The reason why I can tell you that I cannot be, of course I'm not the biggest man of God in South Africa or whatsoever, but I am successful on my own mission, my personal one. I am successful. I feel so comfortable, when I look at people of my age, other people are running ministries and so forth. If I look at them, I can listen that I'm successful. But my secret is, most of my doings, I make sure I do them on the spirit. I get angered, I calm myself, I collect myself and do things in the spirit. I go through a lot as a human being, because remember, I have a physical body which connects to the physical, but I have a spirit which also connects to the divine. So the spirit, your spirit, you need to learn to activate it. You hear me? There is nothing you don't have in the spirit. You have them. In the spirit, we are not talking about the spiritual realm. We are saying on your spirit. You are hearing me? I'm not saying in the spiritual realm. No! I'm talking about the spirit that you have. All it needs is to be activated. How do you activate it? The soul which is governed by the flesh is dead, but the soul which is governed by the spirit is life and peace. When we are talking about the peace, it means that everything around you is content. You have everything that you need. You don't have anything that troubles you. But the people who are coming here, they are distressed. They are mentorship. Apostle, you don't have problems. I have them, but they don't matter because I live in the spirit. I remember one of the, like few days ago, I had a problem at home. So when I was having a problem, the problem was around. Then when I was about to think about it, then the spirit told me, then after thinking, I know that you're going to spend 1 hour. I want to ask you, is it going to change? I said, no. I'm telling you the truth. 3 minutes later, I was in the spirit, sleeping and dreaming. When I woke up in the morning, the problem was solved. If it was you, it was going to be the night of not sleeping, cursing God. Why am I like this? And when you wake up in the morning, you find the problem there because you don't have faith. The Bible says, without faith, you can never please who? God. So the life with the Spirit is very complicated but very successful. Imagine I managed to activate the spiritual mode into me when I thought, okay, even if I worry, am I going to change anything? I'm not going to change anything. Then I sleep. When I sleep, everything in the morning responds to me because it can sense this is a spiritual being. Please, you problem, run away. But you have a problem. Imagine, how can you problems fear you? Last night you didn't sleep. You didn't sleep because you believe in your physicality. Maybe I can do it. If I ask this one, my guy, if you want to ask what we call spiritual life, ask this man, Pastor Michael. He knows he's dealing with a spiritual person. One of the days, we are driving, and he says to me, Apostle, I said, you know what? If we can have this bus, a Mercedes-Benz, for executive, it will be very cool. By the next day that we bought this bus, I said, okay. And this is the bus that I'm looking at now. And he is looking at the bus outside. I think the issue was there. We were the issue, right? I said, what you are talking about, this bus is what I'm just looking at, because he was the one who was driving. I said, this is what I'm looking at. I said, this one, right? He said, yeah, Father, this one. I said, yeah, I want this. Now I'm looking at my bank. Things are shaking, yaka shaker. But I'm saying, God, do you mean this guy talking about the same bus that I'm watching now means I must get it? The Holy Spirit is not confirming anything. Why is not confirming? He's saying, what kind of confirmation do you want? You are looking at it, you are contemplating whether you should buy it or not. A guy by your next talks exactly about the same and the same color. I go home, I forget about it. I said, I don't have money. A reminder comes. Shoni, bus. I said, bus, no money. You see, I'm short. The next day, the bus was at the church without money, which was proper. How? Spirit, Baba. Even this guy, if you ask him, we counted money and we saw that it's very, very short. Even if it was short, we still came with the bus. And we went there with the money which was short, and it was increased with the 4,000 from nowhere. Ask this guy. I said, Pastor Maya, we now have 4,000. I don't know it's coming from where. I said, I don't know. I said, okay, at least this guy is seeing it. Now we were left with about 10,000 or 6,000, something like that. Then this guy, we said, it was 6,000. We said to this guy, we are going to leave the papers. So when we leave the papers here, we shall give us 1 week to, 1 week or 2 weeks, we can work on the money which is left. And for your own information, before we slept at 11 o'clock, that same day, I sent the guy money. A man who is broke, but who walks in the Spirit. But if you look at each month, you guys will be celebrating success. You don't know there are spiritual things which were going on. In the physical, it's very impossible. But in the spirit, everything becomes possible. I paid it the same day. I was supposed to pay it after a week. I said, my guy, I'm coming tomorrow to take my papers. I've sent your money. This is the proof. He was shocked. My guy, I've never seen something like this. I told Pastor Michael, he was like, Father, what happened? The happening has happened. So if we tell you life in the spirit, never think we are joking here. I have done a lot of exploits, things that can't be explained by the power of the spirit. When I'm telling you things, man, you guys, I'm so worried, but when I tell you these things here, most of you here, you'll be thinking that I am exaggerating. Ask these people that I work with. A lot of things happens around me that can't even be explained. You need that. You are very powerful, but in the spirit. You have peace, but in the spirit. You have influence, but in the spirit. You have everything. You have a husband, you have everything, but in the spirit. Never think that God created you by mistake. Never. All these things that are troubling you now, they are troubling you because of the physicality. The Bible said it clearly, the soul which is governed by the flesh is what? Is death. So everything that is dead in your life right now, it is because this flesh is in action. Right now, how many people have, worldly music? How many? I can give you my phone, you will never find that. I don't care as you were dissing these artists. No, I'm not dissing anybody. These things are of the world. Us as Christians, they are not part of us. Apostle, where did you know it? Micah, it's everywhere. For a TikTok, Canada, Canada. I don't hate these artists. They are brothers. When we see each other, we can talk. We can what. But it doesn't mean that I have to have their music in my phone. For what? As you guys, you have them. Have them. How do you say mangoma? Ndarowa zangu nembanje, mbanje, mbanje. I saw another pastor dancing to a song. When I listened to the song, it was talking, actually saying my alcohol. And pastor is dancing, he has a challenge. I said, Pastor need to be very serious. Eh? The world, and imagine when people of the flesh want to listen, hey, is it a problem? There are sometimes you need to be happy. You can't, everything that is governed by the flesh is death. What is the flesh? These are the things of the flesh, these ones. Some of you have been telling you, delete this music you don't want. You delete it in the phone, you go for it on YouTube. And those smaller parts, listen, those smaller parts, you think they don't matter. These are the ones that built up for you to have the whole album. Say, I will just listen once and what? Next year by this hour, you'll be having the album of the same thing. How did you get it there? When you clicked the link and you clicked the other one, you fall in love. The flesh is gaining power. When it gains power, it becomes happy physically. But the things that are going to come as a result of that connection is death. The death that we are talking about here is not you physically dying. It's you having some troubles which are attracted by the power of the flesh. Some of us, we have other peace. When you hear me, I've got peace in my heart. I'm not lying. My guy, if there is a guy who has a lot of problems, but having peace is me. Which problems? Well, now you're a problem to me. Big problem. Everybody is a problem to me. Everybody. I wish you to be married. I wish you to prosper. I wish you to... Everybody. So all your problems are my problems. But after all, I have peace in my heart. So before we talk about mine, we talk about yours. So you think what you are going through makes me happy? You think so? It doesn't make me happy. But still I have peace in my heart. So that's the guy called the Spirit. Spirit carries godly things, right? And he belongs to God. The Bible says when a person dies, the spirit goes back to the owner. So the body goes back to its owner, the ground, and the spirit goes back to its owner, the Lord. And the soul goes to hell or to paradise. So it depends. Then I said it carries also God's assignment. If God has assigned you to do anything on earth, it's either of the gospel, it's either to serve as a police, whatsoever. That assignment is in the spirit. That is why you see most of you. Listen, let me just clarify this. Hello? Listen. And you see, you are a student. Maybe you go to school, whatsoever. But in your dreams, you see yourself preaching in front of multitudes. What is happening here? A student in the physical, a preacher in the spirit. Did you get this one? Huh? You are hungry in the physical. In the dream you have money. It means in the physical, the body is poor. In the spirit, you have everything. Most of you, the reason why you love sleeping, this is where your peace is. My guy, if there are nightmares there, you won't love sleeping. The reason why most of you are sleepy it is because there are things that you see there. You have your peace. You wonder, you forget about problems. And some of other people, when they sleep, the moment you just close your eyes, my guy, you are running from the graves and you see to come win with you. Is this practical? Do I have people who love sleeping? Especially me. I love it. When I sleep, I see everything there. Manja, when I think it's just sleeping, it's not just sleeping. You get connected to your spiritual world. And God is trying to give you a revelation with Manangu. What you are looking for in the physical is there in the spirit, but there is no activation. Because you are a in and out Christian. Today, tomorrow, worship you. Today, thank you, Jesus. Tomorrow, so this is where you are losing it. Some of us, do you know what 90% of my life, I'm thinking about the gospel. The other 10 is sleeping. I wonder. And do you know the kind of life I'm living? If I can give you, you get tired in one day. Because I remember some of the times I come out, I say, let me take the headphones and walk and go to the mall. And I go back before I reach. Why? Because I'm feeling like I'm just doing something wrong. And like, especially when I'm walking, I see those girls with the bum shorts. I'll be like, what are these kids? Because you now end up marking the register with the wrong dressing, proper dressing, wrong dressing. So what you do, you just say, I don't think I can enjoy going there. I come back, I'm inside my house. I lock the door, I'm concentrating. It's better to be on WhatsApp where nobody bothers me. This is what is happening here. My whole life, the spirit is on top and the physical body. If the physical body was on top, I'm telling you the truth, every day I want to be on crowded places. Okay, right. How many guys who are here who have ever seen me like when I'm here? Do you realize, Kuti, I can be here with you and you won't realize that I'm here? Even if I can be with you, you can be shocked. I'm like a person who is mentally disturbed. I can talk with you 2 minutes. I go inside, and I'm not going to do anything. There is something in me that always tells me, go on you. Don't Buddha up. Like sometimes Buddha. I walk, I go to the door. Then I do like I did something, for 2 minutes. I go back inside. And when you see me, you think this guy is on a serious business. The guy is being controlled by the spirit. The spirit always take me inside to be on my own space. Even though it's very, very difficult, that is the peace that I have. Manje, where now you want to be everywhere. Where there are monkeys, you are there. Where there are ladies, you are there. Where there are gossipers, you are there. It's very rare to find me amongst people for 30 minutes or 1 hour. It's very, very rare. Even if you, my pastors, the pastors who are here, I laughed now. So I went to, I said to them, Eddie, may you go and wash the car. I'm trying to stand by the car as they are washing. I didn't spend 10 minutes. Am I like, I didn't spend 10, not because I come back. I went inside. I don't know what I'm doing. I got the phone. I really know what it is, the life. I live that. Imagine, this is my life every day. Now I come out when they are about to be done. I said, guys, okay, are you done? Should I lock the car? I locked the JP. I said, okay, let me just go and sit there. As I am sitting, I saw my son, Eddie, he's hungry for the father. The guy that I was with in the car, I just sat here. I saw them taking their chairs, sitting by the side. I said, oh, this guy. So I began to talk to them. As I'm talking to them, I just decided to share some stories, one, two, Then I went into my room. That's my life. And when you are amongst people, you feel comfortable. I don't blame you. Flesh. The soul that is governed by the flesh is death. Do you know self-control? It doesn't happen like you activate it. I want to control myself. It happens automatically when your spirit is the one which is active more than the flesh. Most of you, the reason why you are being defeated every day, it is because your flesh is active. So once the flesh is active, nothing you can do, nothing, no matter how much you can try to be strong. What you can do, you say, go down. You can do nothing about it. How do you spend your day? How do you? And some of you think it would, my guys, let me tell you the truth. You think with being spiritual, when you see them putting the head by the side here, nezuro wangu wachiri wagwina mudzipa ava chimbomira zvavakuita zvokubhendisa musoro izvo ndataura neshona ndirasiwa panhu ichidika momira zvekuda kunyepedzera kuva spiritual. People, let's pray. Like they copy that one from Nigeria. Etara. This is rubbish. Do you know, when a person is moved by the Spirit to pray in a certain way, maybe he's bended like this, it's like this. That's the Spirit moving him. When you do it in the physical, you are doing nonsense. Yeah, I've seen a lot of the, like in Nigeria, come Pastor Narazu. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying if they are moved by the Spirit to pray like that, come Oz. I also are busy. Pastor Simba, come. Let me show you what they do in Nigeria. Come here. So in Nigeria, I'm just telling you. So these guys, man, when they see it happening, I'm not saying those guys are bad. If they are moved by the Spirit to do that, if their bodies are influenced by the Spirit to do that, it's okay. Now when you do it in the physical, you are doing nonsense. And the man, and this is what you call spirituality. And you see most of you, how many times have you tried to be spiritually? You want to be spiritually physical. You're lying. Baye, apataka. Then I come, Father, I thank you in the name of Jesus. Yeah. These spiritual things are spiritual. Anything that you want to do with your physical body, you'll be lying to yourself. Don't copy anything physically if it's spiritual. We've seen a lot of people. When you see him praying or her praying, you say, so things that we hear about her or her, are they true? They are very, very true. It is because he is trying to be spiritual using the physicality. Being spiritual, it's all about how you live the whole day, how you live the whole week, how you live the whole month, how you live the whole hour. Because everybody, even munagaba gwina mtsipa nezuro anoya munakanama kuna unozoti panenge pachinamatwa pairi kanitaura neshona mborasa vapana pese panonamatwa muchechi paya mombo inotonamatawo. Didn't hear me? All the times when you see people praying, when you say fire prayer, even a person who was at a sleepover will do the same because you are commanded to do so. But that is not spirituality. Spirituality is what you did before you came to prayer. That's spirituality. We have one of the most lonely lives on this earth as men of God. Why? Because we respect the spirituality. And some of you think that spirituality is being able to see, hey, you ate papa and what. That's not it. These are gifts. We are talking about the spirituality where your life is 100% or 90% or the bigger percent governed by the Spirit. Because the Bible is saying the soul which is governed by the flesh is dead, but the soul that is governed by the Spirit is life and peace. Imagine, baye, apa wachizora kune strong wachirwa kuina mtsipa kutosoloka dormant. And you don't have peace. Una peace. What is it to happen about it? You want to go baye. Then I come here, Father, I thank you, Daddy. Shatala braka zanda briakosianama. Shitle brokiasa. Thank you, Jesus. I'm doing this in peace. And when I 1 hour, I think what I did yesterday. But God, I know God, the Lord is my shepherd. He forgive me, Father. I will not peace. You see? So now, given that, let me check if I didn't leave any point about the Spirit. Okay, the Spirit is the one which has the spiritual, which has the connection with the spiritual world. Ne? Now listen, Manji. This is where I want to talk to you now as we are closing. You are listening to me. You are listening to me. You are listening to me. Are you listening? Janu? Now, I want to talk to you. Now listen. What is self-control? What is self-control? In this regard, that we have the body, the soul, and the spirit. The mind, the soul, and the spirit. So this guy called Saul, if he is governed by the flesh, it means good, he is not controlled. But why? Because the flesh is the one that carries everything that is wrong. And the spirit is the one that carries everything that is right. So when your soul managed to have at least 90-70% of its time on the spiritual world, it can't have 100%, because when you have 100%, you will die. You need to eat. The moment you eat, you are in the physical. So self-control, it means, this is Pastor Simba, who has feelings which he was given by God, so that when he marry, he can enjoy life. Then what is self-control? Self-control is when the soul say, no, feelings you are there, but not now. You work when the time is right. So as for now, you are not married when a feeling go down. That's self-control. You are not saying feelings you are evil. We are saying you mustn't do the wrong thing. You were created, because if those feelings are not there when you are married, the marriage is going to collapse. And the lady is going to ask for prayer. Hakuna chinhu. Zvakarara. Zvakadhakwa. Ukanzwa wakadzi kuti hamuna mufaro mumba. Ukutarisa ma-TV anenge arimo zvese zvakazara mumba chamo kuti ari mufaro uyu, mufaro upi wowe? Wozwa kuti chi? So, what am I talking about? And I told you the feelings are normal. All those people have feelings and so forth. Yeah, they are very, very normal. But you need to control them. So, man, the problem is, listen to where you are failing. These guys, where these guys are failing. You are spending time investing on the physical. And the physical gets more energy. And the voice of the soul becomes very small, such that when you say feelings go down, it will be like a dog barking to an elephant. No matter how much a dog can bark to an elephant, be very careful. If an elephant can step on top of the dog, it will be silent and forever. So that's the problem. You have spent your day manufacturing the feelings, talking about it, watching about it. You know, there are some movies which can be innocent, but there is one scene that can just come, which is too romantic. When it's too romantic, that day you won't do anything. But the feelings have piled up in you. And tomorrow is not the movie. You will talk to your girlfriend, how are you? You have just a romantic conversation. And when you think about that, the feelings have added on. Then the other day, you are just relaxing. The other person, you know, these TikTok girls, they are twerking. And some of them, they are very, very nice with nice bodies. You are tempted to just watch. They will make one move which can shake your body. You can feel good. Hey, Ziabuya la Trabaka Zanderebo Shima. Hey! And the feelings have piled up. By that moment, manja, you can't even do, you don't know what to do. That's when you can break down and say, Father, I know that I can't do fornication, but I can just help myself. You are done. You are done not because you can't control yourself, but the flesh is bigger than the voice of the soul. You are hearing me? So self-control is not the soul, it can't grow. The soul, it is what it is. But what can grow is the spirit. And when you spend time in the spirit, you will become so decisive that you can tell this flesh with a bar for. Take it easy. Saka manje you want to control what you are feeding. You are the one that this dog was very, very small. You fed it, it became big. Now it's breaking the walls. You are blaming. Who are you blaming? What do you watch? What do you listen to? And to you, it doesn't matter just one day of watching a movie. Have you ever watched a movie and realized that this romance is too deep? Why am I talking about this? Most pastors, they don't talk about it. They want to pretend like everything is just spiritual. My guy, the real technique is on this earth. My technique of being on my own, it saves me from a lot of things. So you think with you guys, sit down, Pastor Simba. So you guys, you think we don't see beautiful ladies? Even why Vagabatana Mota is running. That's what both you think with you guys, you young boys, you think you are the only ones who can see beautiful ladies. I think I actually have a better taste than some of you here. Because my yellow guy, Spuna Bocho, I'm a yellow. I don't have my hero. But I'm here innocent standing here. Tina my hero. Why? The kind of life that I live helps me to suppress all those things. If I was living in the flesh, analyzing them, trying to talk to them, I'm telling you, I could have fallen a long time ago. So, do you have a boyfriend nowadays? The pastor already have started a journey to the flesh. This is a very beautiful lady. My guy, if you ask a lady about that, they really know where the conversation is going. And whether you like it or not, it will go there. The sister will begin to check on you every day. How are you, Brother Simba? How are you? But you can really see good akula checking like this. This checking is some filito. You start from there. And definitely when you are having a daily conversation with a lady, your body is, my guy, we know these things. And when you do that, you find yourself in a position where every day of your life, you are guilty. What is happening now? You are helping yourself through the hands of the relatives. And whenever you want to pray, your prayer is stricken, something strikes your mind with you are praying, but look at what you are doing. It's very embarrassing. The reason why you have tight security, you know it is very embarrassing. Apostle Motorochi, this is mentorship class. Hey, this is mentorship class. You guys are struggling with these things. Flesh. Saga, never try to defeat the flesh when you are the one who developed it. It will make you struggle. There are some other people you need to remove. Some of you, the reason why you are feeling lonely, I asked some other people, I said, how can you feel lonely when there is Eddie by your side? What am I saying? Lonely, according to the explanation you guys give, you say it means that you are alone. But you came from church. There are thousands of people there. You say, nowadays I'm lonely. It doesn't mean that you are lonely. There is something that you want. You are feeling an urge to have a romantic relationship. But where did it come from? You fed yourself from somewhere. Probably these are friends that you talk to about. So you need to surround yourself with the friends which don't even bring those conversations. Once you have friends, you can talk, hey, so nowadays I'm getting all those, they are piling your flesh with that energy. When you have that energy, you feel like I must also have, I am behind, but everything has its own time. Not always on time you shall be in love. Sometimes you need the space of God. And then when your spirit is very, when your spirit is very strong, when your spirit is big, you are now exposed to a lot of opportunities. God will put you on a top where everybody will give attention to you. But you are taking too long building the flesh. Our flesh, makeup. It's on point. Everything is on point. Some of you could have been starting live streams on Facebook, praying for people. There is not. I will never say anything. By doing so, you are building your spiritual base and exposure. No one knows prophet is known. So, self-control. What is self-control? Self-control is God gave you anger, which is normal. Maybe you are supposed to be the biggest person in the family. This is how God created you. So the biggest person in the family must be that person who can say, Eddie, so imagine you are the biggest person in the family. What to say? They will give you a nickname. They will call you Twitter. So you need the what? That voice. But that voice you were given by God. So it means that anger, if it's in you, you can easily get people to go away from you because you always shout. Self-control is, please, this anger is for good use. And imagine, do you know what the devil does? He does this. Chelsea today will anger you, you forgive. Next year, she will do something in a similar fashion. You forgive and give a warning. Then one of the days you are having a conversation, it's now a direct conflict. You will say, I have been silent for quite some time. But today I want to show you who I am. And then you attack this person saying, because she has been doing it for a long time, now I want to show her. But you don't know the devil tricked you. The one that she did a long time ago was to kill your control so that you can have the anger, but which is inside. Then the second that he did was to build up another level of anger. The third one was a spark plug. And when you are thinking you are doing the right thing by revenging a person who is going after you, no, this was the anger building up. Even if it can happen 1,000 times, you are supposed to be just, it is well. You don't know who the same person who is the devil creating a build up of anger in you. You don't know how many people, I want to ask you, how many people repeatedly did something to you and you thought, all these people, I don't need to shout at them, but this one I must shout at him because he is continually doing it. And you thought you have a right to do it because it's continuous. You don't know the continuous happening of this thing. It's a build-up of anger in you so that when the day of the sparking comes, you won't be able to control yourself. And when you do it, people will say, we didn't know this side of Pastor Rod. We used to think he's a very good guy. And when now you want to encourage yourself with, he did this. And those people who can see you fighting, they were not there when all these things happen. What they know is you fought. Self-control is, come what may, I will remain on the side of the Spirit. Anger me. Do you remember the verse when Jesus said, when he was asked, what about my brother? He sins against me this number of times. And he said, so should I continue forgiving him? What did Jesus say? He said 7 times what? 7 times what? 70 times 70, forgiving a person. Imagine. When now you say, 3 times is too much. I need to show up like a dabla. Self-control. Self-control is very important because plenty of people, they showed bad characters, not because they are bad. They failed to control the characters in themselves. Some of you become very evil to people. Some people will call you adulterers. Imagine, do you know, let's say the time that I've managed to control myself for the 4 years, then one day, do you know what people are going to say? Takash Taura. We said it. He was a pretender. I was not a pretender, but I failed to control myself to the last number. What was happening? You begin to entertain it at this first. Second. Then on the last you say, God, I've been trying. This one I will just see what I can do. I will do it. At the end of the day, I find myself in trouble. And the whole world will begin to know the day that I committed fornication. They want to know the days that I protected myself. ndimunenge muchiziva muri 3 muno but nyika yese ningoti mupfuridzi vakahura. Some of you right now, people are labeling you bad. Hello? People are labeling you bad. Kuna simba ere? Simba anakana. Apa une zvakawanda zvaunongochizama zvakanaka. So self-control, please, 100% control of yourself, making sure that your soul is controlled by the Spirit is very good. Are you hearing me? So let's control ourselves as people from anger, from fornication, adultery. So sometimes you'll be tempted to do something with you know, this money, I must just steal it. I must steal it. This is you were working there for 3 years, you never stole money. The day that you steal that 100 rand, the camera that you don't know is and what will happen? I didn't know that you were a stealer. You steal? I was not stealing it. I know it's okay. Thank you so much for working with us for this long. May you go. Because of 100 rands. But you saw there are thousands, you never stole them. So please, let's have a gift of self-control. But the gift of self-control comes when you stay much in the Spirit, build up your spirit, nourish your spirit, clean your spirit. Some of you are very clean physically, but your spirit is stains. Some of you right now, what did you do to your spirit today? What did you do? I can just tell you, before I tell you about my prayer, my what, I can tell you how I spent my day. I had a time that I was alone in the Spirit. I had a time that I was sleeping in the Spirit. I had a time that I came from people to be alone so that I can condition my spirituality. So the reason why you see that you are not spiritual even when you pray, it is because of the kind of life that you live. When you are alone, what are you watching? What's on your phone? Some of you have too much friends. And those friends, all of them, they are useless. When they send a message, and all they talk about, so, Rizla send me a message. You ask Rizla, who is Rizla? Rizla is your ex-boyfriend. And already you are now getting involved in nasty things that make your mind dirty. If you have, some of you have too much friends and too much connections, even in this church. If we check with what do you talk with this one, what do you talk with this one, you can realize you don't even build up each other. You don't build up each other. And you know, I had where we went to the all-night prayers, Prophet Son, right? So with Prophet Son, we were in the church. Each time that you were seeing us talking Munzewe, we were being productive in funny ways. I said to him, so you see the reason why I don't want trousers in my church. He said, what are you talking about? I took his head, I just stretched it to a lady who was sleeping. I said, what did you see? You saw a mountain, right? And imagine people will be thinking we are joking. I'm not joking. And today in the morning, he woke up laughing. He said, Gwetron, what will be? I said, yeah, I'll be fixing the country. Why? The people who are surrounding you, they must nurture you in the right direction. But when your friends, what do you talk about? They can easily become dead. They don't even fear you. They know that you are one of them. They know that you are one of them. Ugotita 1 hour chara nyadze ngura unyari. Pano andananga. Be spiritual. Say neighbor. Be spiritual. I don't want people who pretend like you want to walk holy. That's not it. Some of us do you really know what with some other pastors the way they are composed? When you look at me, you think that I'm one of those junk pastors. You guys, you know me. You are the guys who know that this guy, when it comes to his principles. I have one friend of mine. So this person, I last spoke to her in 2018. 2018. She's not a friend. So she said to me, Apostle, how are you? I said, how are you? I am this and that. I said, oh, you're alive. That's good. Then she said to me, I always thank God for your life. I said, why? She said, the person that you were in person and the person you were portraying on social media were two different things. I said, what are you talking about? She said, you had your principles. You were very smart. You didn't want junky things in your body. You didn't want to touch. I said, I want to tell you, I want to ask you, how did you get to know me to that level? Because it's only me who knows. Because imagine the things that I do on Facebook. Imagine. I have heard people saying, like, when I take a picture with the praise and worship and so forth, I have heard one of the artists that I collaborated with, he's even said, this guy, we really know him. He said, he was telling Dumas. He said, we really know him. He's always working with the girls and we know what he does. He said, that's cool. That's what you think. But I really know the life that I live. And you guys who are with me, you really know my principles. And what am I saying? I'm saying most of the people, when you tell them become spiritual, they begin to be physically spiritual, which can never work. Even step. Because now, right now, we are calling for Pastor Tabatsko. He's going to preach. Thank you. I want to honor the anointing. Then ask why you don't got it. So when you sit down, when you are watching me singing, you'll be like, this is one of the dirtiest pastors that I've met. Number, the guy is well principled, and I'm not saying I'm perfect. I am trying by all means to suppress. Last but not least, listen. My challenge is that I have in my body. God gave me anger, and I have it. Anger. But the moments that I have, I think unfortunately you know it. Those people who know me, who knew before. Pastor Ishu knows it. Pastor Michael knows it. Akomana, enga yangu inomuza chigayo. Ndati ndikatsamwa pasina mweya wa Mwari. Mese monditiza. And inindorova. I'm telling you, I myself, I can beat. I have techniques, or if you can check here on my knuckle, there is it's a teeth, this one. And if you can see, there's like a broken bone. It's a fist, this one. You can see, right? Something like, it's a fist, this one, and this. I know techniques. When I look at a person, that's why I watch boxing a lot, I'll be like, I think this was supposed to be my dream. And so I was not trained by anybody, but when it comes to how to stand and let's fight, I know it. I know. And I'm a person who is short-tempered. So what do you guys, you think you are short-tempered? You are not. You are not. I'm very, very short. So number one is anger. Number two, short temper. Number three, I ended up growing. Like when I was in the world, I was a womanizer. To a level that I was so addicted to the ladies. So imagine that level where I was. I can't even explain it. Imagine. And then not all pastors can tell you this. Why am I saying it? Some of you are struggling with it. I was that kind of a person. I couldn't even trust myself. I said, oh, man, God, so you mean what I can leave this? Yes, I left. And I was addicted to alcohol. I could drink like a fish every day. One of the days, Pastor Ishu came, that's before calling. Pastor Ishu came to our place. We drank. He went and he was left with a text. When he came inside the house, I don't know how he came inside. I just found him inside. I was drunk, dead drunk. This guy can tell you this guy was a drunkard. And whenever I was doing my Facebook wars, it was all because of alcohol. But I'm telling you, none of those things are a challenge to me. If I was operating within, I talked to drinking friends, I talked to the girls, I was not going to be able to control myself and become the person that I am today. So when you want to control yourself, don't play in the areas of the strength of your weakness. Uninzwa? Don't play in the areas of the strength of your weakness. Your weakness is a strength, but in the areas of that weakness, don't play around. So how do I do when I'm feeling good? I'm being angered. I excuse myself a little. Do you remember the example that I once gave when I said, "Come, Mama Roti"? When I said, what I do, I said, "You come as well." I said this. Right. Let's say you guys, you have a quarrel now. You say, "Stupid." What? Nah? She is angered. Now, she will want to beat you. She will want to beat you. Right. But if you can say rubbish to her and you go somewhere, when you are going to meet after 1 month, it is the same case, same person, but different day. But her reaction will be bad, will be good as compared to the first one. Did you hear what I'm saying? It's the same. The person who said rubbish is the same. But the day that we are meeting is different. You said rubbish today and you ran away, and I wanted to beat you, but when you ran away, I was very angry. By the time we met, it was just, but I don't like what you did. No. Then it ended. What is happening here? Sometimes anger is controlled by the time you take to react. Most of you are very quick to react. If people say rubbish to you, you want to react there and there. That's when you can say rubbish. So what you do, if this person angers you, now during the time of that anger, don't respond. Let her be the fool, let her be the wrong one. After some time, revisit the problem. You realize that you have peace with yourself, with your God, with everybody. So if one problem can be responded or solved differently, it means with time is the healer. So people who have anger issues, you must know how to do what we call anger management. You must know that everything that you do there and there is wrong. You are hearing me? If a person is going to say rubbish against you, if you are going to address that issue now, sit down. One day, one day what she did, she wrote me a page like this. Anger, venting. So I saw it, I read, I said, if I myself, I am also going to respond to her. She was not talking about me, you might think what she was talking. No, she was angered by somebody and she wrote a page of nonsense. It was pure nonsense. So it touched me. How can, Saka, all the classes that I'm doing, this is the product. But I didn't want Manje to respond, to be bad like her. Ask her. I just responded like, how are you? As if I didn't see that I was shivering, If she was close, I'm telling you. So when I ignored, I forgot about it. Until she realized that the Dara is not even concerned with this. She sent a message that, Father, I had to revisit what I said there. That's very wrong. I realized that you taught us about this. And do you really see that nobody needed to correct her, but time? Time. So if that message had reached the owner, this lady who is very good, calm and collected was going to become evil in that person's sight. Why? Because she responded there and there. So next time what she must do, when she is angered, she must take a week as she did. Are you hearing me? Even if people are going to say rubbish, for that meantime, just say, it's my principle that I don't respond there and there. I will respond after a week. When you respond after a week, that's when you can say, no, I didn't like the way you did. It was very wrong. You didn't understand me. Manje, when you respond that same day, my guy, Sit down for you. I like it. And I was happy. Ndikati, God, this is what I'm talking about. Unizwa? There are some other people who come and tickle you. Muna utsika so. It steps on your foot. You look at the person and you're boiling. But you know, you don't panic. You see, you put everything under your control. Let's stand up. You guys, if you can listen to this wisdom that I'm giving you, you shall have peace in ministry, in life, in everything. I'm telling you the truth. What does the Bible say? It says, be very quick to think and slow to respond. And it's very quick to think. So when you are doing, it means good when you are angered, you have to think as well. Some they say out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Some of you is not even from the heart, it's straight from the mouth. Honor. Listen, let me just give you a lesson. You, I'm talking to you. Right. Let's say issue is not working or is not what, he doesn't have money. And you are working. Remember I once told you the lesson by the road. I told you that? Now, maybe say you are the one who is making money, issue is not working. Let's say Mama Road is the one who is making money, Baba Road is not making money. Who is anybody who is married again here? Okay, let me just leave it there. Now, have you ever seen a situation whereby the person who is working today is taking care of the husband? Then the husband in the future finds a job, and the first thing that he starts by changing, he changes the wife who was working. Have you ever seen that? And what people will say and what the lady will say, he wasn't working, I was taking care of him. But you forgot what you were saying during that time. When he comes from work, he touches you. You say, this is all you think about. But looking for a job, you don't want. And the whole energy will be drained. And you can't do that because if you talk too much, the person who is giving you food will run away. You can really see with the pressures which are being put on me, this person is like trying to put me away. So you will keep those words until you begin to work, and you will replace your problem with another better person. So what am I saying? Why am I saying this? Some angers, they come from cases like those where the husband is not working, but the wife is working. You can be angered, it's boss, my guy, how can you work for your husband? But in your anger, in your frustration, you know what you must say. Because some other words that you will say are the ones that are going to cause future problems. Things that you say in your anger are very, very dangerous. Things that you say in your anger. I remember one of the days I was angry with my mother. I said rubbish. I regretted and I had to ask for forgiveness the next day. Because I said things in what? In anger. So say, God, give me self-control. 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 Believe. Akiri, you want to be loved by your kids, my daughter. Is it? You want to be loved by your kids, right? You must know that there is a level whereby a parent is loved by their kids because of unconditional parental love. But there is also a level where you can love a person because she is a mother, but also have a certain level of bitterness within you. Your kid does something wrong, and you say very harsh and sensitive words out of your anger. And I'm telling you the truth, of all the things that you did good, she will mark those words. Especially when you are doing in comparison with the other kid. My way, it sits inside them. You can't even follow this one. Hey, you look at this one. You are very stupid. You will never make it in life. Oh, you already are cursing. And the kids, they mark those things. They stay here. And in the future, you wonder why there is no connection with me and my children. It is because of your anger management, anger control. You were saying things out of what? Anger. Kids need love. And I also do it. I can really see what I overreacted on my son. I call him with my man. Piper, I was not trying to fight with you. I was trying to make you see this side of the story, this one and that. Because I'll be seeing with, I think I'm overdoing things. I'm a person. I can also be wrong. But after doing something wrong, you take your child, you hang here, you walk. When I'm telling you these things, I'm trying to show you this one and that one. Probably I'm prophesying, I don't know, but I'm just saying things out. Clap hands for the teacher. Don't be a bad person. When you talk to your friends, when you talk to your colleagues, when you talk to everybody, they must feel how good you are in the way you have the communication skill. Sometimes some bad days are bad. Some of you, when you are angry, we can really see with the statuses. It is here we have friendship. You must delete and block that friend who posts things on status when you are not in good books. Some witches, they don't have a mood, they have makeup. And and they will take screenshots. Tomorrow you want to ask for their clothes. They will give you, but they really know you have an enemy. Be a good person. Let's control our anger. When you find yourself wanting to post because you have, my guy, if you have an issue, go to that person. The whole world doesn't need to know about your issue. When you want people to know about your internal issues, you have anger issues, you need to control yourself. This one, even kupopota kusolve chini wamwe mjaroa futhi. Ukaoneka munhu wese nikakadaiso kuti ungatsika tsika ubvakajanyeso apa kaneka chipopota futhi. Gogo jada you come up front. I don't know what teacher I want. Maybe kusatenda zvenyu I try. Some other pastors, they wish to have this class. Plenty churches, they collapsed because of this. Plenty churches. I was teaching, when I was sitting with Eddie, I told them a silly example, but silly but useful. Look, I said, a pastor can kill the church with his own hands and begin to blame the devil. Like the example that was given in the Bible, which said, a good wife builds up her own marriage, but a very foolish one will plunder it with her own words. Now, I gave the example like this. I said, let's say Kuda is fighting with the Gogo Jada. Now, so pastors can be like this. They talk to Gogo Jada and say, don't worry, my daughter. You are a very good person. Kuda is a problem. She talks too much. She's a stupid. She's like this. So in this case, the situation will calm. And this one won't have any problem with this one because she believes she is a what? A fool. Eh? Are you hearing? So this one will become collected and calm, and she's happy because Papa is what? Is on my side. Then I will go to Kuda. I will say, Kuda, you are a very good person. Gogo Jada, don't follow her. She's a fool. So definitely Kuda, because she is now happy with me, she will never go and tell Gogo Jada what I said. She will just keep the information because she is happy because I'm loved by Papa. So this one is happy because she is on Papa's side, and this one is evil. And this one is happy because she is on Papa's side, and this one is evil. A problem comes when one day they will clash. This one will say, even Father said it, you are stupid. And this one is saying, oh, so Father said you are stupid. You will lose 2 members on one night. And when you go to the prayer, you ask God, why is it my church is dying? It's you who doesn't know how to handle cases which are simple. And these people, they have the power to draw people out of the church. Imagine, okay, these ones, they begin to tell your other members your case. And then you have some other cases which you treated the same way. They'll begin to know that now we are being led by a fool. You see numbers decreasing. Numbers decreasing. You ask pastors after another, men of God, I have the power, I was called by God. Why is it the church is not moving? This simple wisdom that I give you here are the ones that can build up a ministry. Those know with the ministry, ukataza these ethics, I'm telling you, you are doomed. Baba Chura, come. Ukataza this thing. Some of you are failures on smaller levels. You are just a leader of a department. You can fail if you don't have these wisdoms. I know some of you just give you 5 people right now. We can really see how toxic you are. 5 people. They can where's one leader? One vase. Vane makuwa vanosarudza shosho autoonekwa pavanhu 5 vese varombo futi. Simba, Pastor Toby, you are now leading a church. We have Fortu who is rich. We have Minister Jesse who is poor. You every day you are found there. Amupi kwa Fortu. Kungonzwa nzara kwa Fortu. You feel hungry, you are at the house. Okay? But remember, these people see. Now guys, but guys, let's be honest. Do I choose people or like you are rich, I love you the most, you are poor, I love you. Do I do that? I love everybody. So long you need my attention, it doesn't matter. So long, some of you right now, you get shocked. Why is he like that? I love you. So simple things like you love this one better than this one. You love the rich, you love the what. It's very, very wrong. It kills the spirit of others. This one, I talk to everybody who wants to talk to me. I support everybody who wants to be supported by me. And it. So these things, take care of them and make sure. Chiti visa online. Majita va media. So may you give us microphones, please. Want to pray for our service tomorrow. Give us microphones. Pastor Chipo, you heard me. Come. A situation where a leader comes and says, Father, I want to give up, I don't want it. The way they attacked me, I'll be like, leader. You want to give up as a leader because of a problem. You are not a leader. Imagine, I want you to imagine what happens to the presidents in South Africa. They toy with president as he's walking. Then you want to give up on the Abana, young leader was say, Abana leader give up. You know, feel upon. As a leader, if you come to me complaining they are doing this to me, I'll also complain to you. A leader, you will die there. That's being a leader. A leader, do you know why you made a leader? God said some other